Okay, so we're looking at a preliminary video on building expressions, and we need to do this so that you can understand how to solve linear equations. So in order to understand that, we need to see how algebraic expressions are built up, and once you understand how they're built up, then you can understand how to build them down or deconstruct them. Okay, so you don't need to write any of that down, but that's what we're trying to do in this exercise. Okay, so how do you build 2x plus 3? Now this is an expression. Okay, 2x plus 3 is an algebraic expression. Okay, it's not an equation because it doesn't have an equal sign. Okay, it's not an equation. It doesn't have an equal sign. So how do you build it up? Well, you start with the value. You start with x, whatever x equals. X equals a number. So you start with x. You double it, and that produces the 2x. And then you add 3, and that produces the 2x plus 3. Okay, so we start with the pronumeral x. And we have to double it to get the 2 in front of it, and then we just add 3, and we've constructed 2x plus 3. Okay, and the next one, we've got x minus 7 over 4, and so we start with the pronumeral x. We have to subtract 7 to produce x minus 7, and then we divide that answer by 4. Okay, so x minus 7 over 4 is produced by starting with x, subtract 7, and then finally divide by 4. And I've got one more example. Okay, so again, we start with x, and this time we divide by 3 to produce the x over 3, and then we just subtract 2 to produce x over 3 minus 2. So if you need to listen to that again, go back. Otherwise, copy that down, and when you're ready, come across to the next slide. Okay, so extending this idea, we can start with a value for x. Okay, so we have x equals some number, and then we can build an expression that must be the same, has the same value, that is the same. Okay, so I'm just making up a number, x equals 2. So if I have an expression 2x, that just means 2 times x. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. So if 2x is 4, then that's the same as x equals 2. So we'll go through that again. I'm making up a number, x equals 2. It could have been anything else. When I see the expression 2x, then I know that it means 2 times x. So 2 times 2, because x is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So if I have 2x equals 4, that must be the same as x equals 2. Okay? In a similar way, if I have an expression 2x minus 5, that means I have 2 times x, and then I subtract 5. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 5. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. So 2x minus 5 equals minus 1 is the same as x equals 2, because I started with the value of x equals 2. Okay. Copy that down when you're ready to come across. Okay, so here's one that I'd like you to do yourself. So at the end of the day, I have multiple expressions. Okay, so there's going to be 4 different answers, but all of them are going to be equivalent to x equals 5. So have a go. If you make a mistake, that's okay. So when you're ready, have a go, pause, and then when you're ready, come back. Okay, so first one is 5 times 5. So 5 5s are 25. So 5x equals 25 is the same as x equals 5. I'm going to use this answer, 5x minus 2, just means 25 minus 2. So 5x minus 2 equals 23 is the same as x equals 5. Next one says, take this answer and multiply by 3. So 3 times 23 equals 69. So 3 bracket 5x minus 2 equals 69 is the same as x equals 5. And finally, the last one is take this answer and divide by 4. So 69 over 4. 4 and 6 goes once, 2 left over. 4 and 27, 4 7 to 28. So that expression there, 3 bracket 5x minus 2 over 4 equals 17 1/4 is the same as x equals 5. So building up an expression is really important, because when we're solving equations later on, we're going to deconstruct. Okay, so there's an exercise on Moodle called Building Expressions, exercise 9C, that you need to have a go at, and the answers are on the page. Okay, thanks for that.